Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today to talk about the digital customer experience and personalization without breaking the bank. My name is JD Little, and I am the Senior CMS Strategist for Progress Software. I began my career in traditional media, but over the years followed the technology into the realm of digital experience. I've now been helping business leaders navigate the waves of disruptive innovation for more than 2 decades. Presenting today is Derek Barka, the Chief Technology Officer for SilverTech. Derek leads the team that helps businesses create profitable relationships throughout the entire customer lifecycle, from lead to loyal, with a strategic combination of engaging web experiences, marketing strategies, and content management solutions. He has helped to create many of the tools that marketers use today to manage websites and digital marketing campaigns, as well as bridging the gap between upper management and the IT and marketing teams. Derek's unique and unparalleled experiences allow him to work closely with clients to identify stakeholder requirements and technology needs. A little bit about Progress Software. Progress was founded in 1981. We're actually older than Adobe and Google. This is our 40th anniversary. Progress is a software developer's software developer. We deliver the platform and tools that organizations need to develop and deploy mission-critical business applications. In fact, a majority of Progress's revenue comes from other software companies. Today, we have offices on 6 continents and customers around the globe with 1,700 independent software vendors, 100,000 enterprise customers, and currently, we have 3 million developers who build with our products. Over these 4 decades, we have kept our same commitment to creating tools and services that enable organizations to build mission-critical applications by remaining firmly on the cutting edge of technology ourselves. We are growing, and we maintain a high level of investment in research and development. In fact, engineering comprises over 40% of our headcount. Progress Sitefinity's DXP is designed to solve several key business challenges related to creating, deploying, and managing digital experiences. It enables organizations to empower marketers to centrally manage personalized, multi-channel, multilingual, and multi-site instances with limited reliance on IT or DevOps teams. And with that, I will pass it on to Derek.
Thank you, JD. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Digital Customer Experiences and Personalization Without Breaking the Bank. My name is Derek Barka. I'm the CTO of SilverTech. Before I get started, a little bit of background on SilverTech to set the stage for today. We are a digital marketing and technology agency who does everything from SEO, SEM, paid media, and campaign support through website design, development, and custom application development. We work in a number of different industries, but financial services is by far and away our largest vertical. Our niche is really connecting all these disciplines I just talked about with a solid understanding of data and analytics and insights to create seamless, personalized, and tailored experiences across all digital touchpoints. And that's really what we're here to talk about today. What do we mean when we talk about customer experiences and personalizations, and how do we mimic the big brands through an iterative and tailored approach to get there? Before we get there, let's rewind about 14 years. The iPhone was unveiled in 2007. When it was unveiled, it really changed how we interact with each other, with our family, friends, coworkers, as well as organizations and businesses we interact with. High schoolers in 2007 are in their early 30s now. They're getting married, having children, buying cars and homes, starting their own companies and running corporations. They've had this device in their hand as long as they can remember, and have probably never stepped foot in a branch. If they have, maybe a handful of times. These are your customers today, and they don't know professional life without a touchscreen in their hand. And this has changed their expectations of brands forever. On top of that, the COVID-19 pandemic has amplified these expectations. So much of our everyday lives happens digitally now, from grocery shopping to takeout food, to picking up coffee at the local coffee house. It's all digital and contactless. And this is our expectation with any organization we interact with, including banks and credit unions. The top brands understand this and have adapted. When you think about the companies that have reached the peak of customer experiences, you think almost immediately of brands like Netflix, Amazon, Spotify, and Uber. These brands understand what consumers want. It's about a seamless, frictionless customer experience that's personalized and tailored to that individual. Now, you may be thinking, I'm a small bank, I'm not Amazon, I'm not Netflix, I'm not even Bank of America, but that doesn't matter. Your customers are Amazon customers, your customers are Netflix customers, and your customer's best experience somewhere is now their expectation everywhere. And if you're not meeting that expectation, they'll find someone who will. The good news is you're not expected to meet that expectation tomorrow. None of us have the budgets to do that, and we couldn't possibly get all that work done. But that doesn't mean we don't try. We have to start that process somewhere, and that involves first becoming a modern and relevant organization, and then moving on to engaging in frictionless experiences. And from there, we've earned the right to be personalized and predictive, and then attempt one-to-one banking, and then finally conversational banking, which is really the pinnacle of customer experiences when we think about financial services. Now, when talking about that journey to better digital experiences, it's not just about the tactical steps that we want to take to get there. It's really about how we think about this journey as marketers, as technologists, as leaders of digital innovation in our organizations. How do we approach this journey to create those better digital experiences for our customers? And I really like the way that Forrester research has broken down their rules of business for digital innovators. They have 4 quadrants that we all need to be focusing on. First and foremost, we have digital experiences, deliver easy, effective, and emotional customer experiences, which we know we want to do. That's why we're here today. That's why we're talking about this. Second up is digital operations. Focus operations on things customers value. This one I think is a little bit different. I think typically when we think about operations, we think internally. How do we become more efficient? How do we focus our core? How do we upgrade our technology to run things more smoothly? But Forrester is really saying, no, focus your operations on things customers value. So when we think about things customers value from us as a bank or a credit union, it's access to their accounts, it's balance transfers, it's transferring money, applying for a loan, making payments, getting help when needed and where needed. The next step is digital innovation. Innovate at the intersection of experience and operation. So we go back to those top 2 quadrants, and we want to focus our innovation at creating seamless, well thought out experiences at that intersection of operations. So if we know what's important to our customers is applying for loans and getting help when needed, that's where we want to apply innovation when it comes to customer experiences. And then finally, we have digital ecosystems, build platforms and partnerships to accelerate and scale. And this one's just as important as the first 3. It's really about selecting platforms that are going to get us where we want to go. If we know we want to reach the top of that mountain and do one-to-one banking, conversational banking, we know we have to have platforms in place to support it. So as we approach the bottom of the mountain with modern and relevant and engaging and frictionless, we have to invest in platforms that are going to get us all the way up the mountain. We can't be building our website on a technology like WordPress if we know eventually we want to do personalization in one-to-one marketing and things like that, because we would need an enterprise platform to support that. And then secondly, form partnerships that are going to help us accelerate and scale as well. Obviously, all of our organizations can't do everything. We have to rely on partners and others to help us where we don't have competencies. So find those partners today, bring them on this journey with you, and then rely on them when you really need to. So moving on to our digital roadmap, as I mentioned, that first step is really about becoming modern and relevant as we approach this journey. And when I think about becoming modern and relevant, I like to use a kitchen example that one of our UX designers likes to use. And he says, if your house was your brand, the kitchen would be your website. It's the face of your home. It's the meeting space. It's the consistent customer experience for your home. If your kitchen's anything like mine, when you have friends over, when you have family over, it's the meeting place. It's where people congregate and come together for whatever reason. And this kitchen, while old, is functional at a bare bones level. It has cabinets, it has a refrigerator, it has places to put food, sit down and eat. However, it's not functional or usable for everyone. If I had a disability or if I was in a wheelchair, it probably doesn't work so well for me. if I have a large crowd over, it's not going to work for me. It wasn't designed with those goals in mind. If you look at that same kitchen with a dramatic facelift and designed with goals in mind, it's not obviously just much more aesthetically pleasing, but it's much more functional as well. Again, with those goals in mind, it's more engaging, it's more user friendly, it's better for entertaining and doing the things that we want to do in this kitchen. And again, it was because it was designed with goals and experience in mind. The same can be said for our website. There's lots of older functional websites out there where people can go in, they can find products, they can log into online banking. However, the experience might not be great for everyone. The white lettering on gray background isn't going to be easy to see for someone with vision issues. The blue over the picture, again, not easy to see with someone with vision issues. If I'm coming to this website on my phone, my fingers are probably too big to click on things and stuff like that. Is it representing who I am and what I want to be? Is it helping me meet my goals? If my goals as an organization are to increase wallet share with existing customers or attract new customers, is this website helping me? Probably not. So to summarize there, when we think about modern and relevant websites, it's out with the old, the clunky, the slow, those experiences that are really unreliable and a liability to our organization and our brand, and in with the modern, the cohesive, and obviously better looking, but more importantly, the ones that are more accessible and more usable, and most importantly, goal achieving. Again, what is the goal of our website, of our digital experiences? Is it our largest branch? Is it to attract new customers? Is it expand product offerings with existing customers? What are those goals, and is our website designed to meet them? And that's what it means to be a modern and relevant experience. Moving on to engaging and frictionless. And when I think about engaging and frictionless, a story comes to mind. It's probably a familiar story to many people. This is my daughter. She's 15, big soccer player, made the varsity team as a freshman last year, was super proud and loved watching her play. One day I went to one of her games. I was walking up to the field as it had started, and I noticed that as I approached the field, she had a bandage on her leg, which was a little concerning. I was starting to think about what was going on. She wasn't hurt that morning. Did something happen at school? Did something happen in warm-ups? I wasn't sure. But as play went on, I realized what had actually happened was that she must have brought one black sock and one white sock to school, and she needed two white socks for her uniform. So she wrapped a bandage around her black sock so that she could have two white socks and go on the field and play. I was both proud at her problem-solving ability and a little bit embarrassed that she was running around with a bandage. But I did what probably anyone would do, in that I reached into my pocket, grabbed my phone, opened up Amazon, searched for white Nike socks, and clicked buy now 4 times, and they were probably on their way before the soccer game was over. When I think about engaging in frictionless experience, that's what it is. I had a problem, I solved it in 20 seconds and didn't think about anything. I moved on without a care in the world, which is what you want from a digital experience. On the other hand, let's talk about another experience I had later on that year that wasn't engaging and frictionless. I think it was a summer or two ago, but my wife decided she wanted a Jeep Wrangler. It was time for a new car. I've been looking at Wranglers, was excited about it. So we started slowly looking for a new Jeep Wrangler, and finally found one that kind of fit our price range and our needs and things like that. So again, doing what I think anyone would do is, before I went down to the dealership, I went online, started looking for the best rates at all my local banks and credit unions. So I finally found it, and then I decided to apply online. I was at work, so I was on my desktop, clicked on apply online, and was presented with your typical online loan application form, which usually has way too many questions, too much text, too small of text, and a lot of small text boxes. And it's usually quite overwhelming. But I filled out the information, clicked next, and was presented with more of the same. Multiple pages of lots of text boxes with no end in sight. It really wasn't a good experience, and it wasn't something that would bring me back to that bank for more business. Now, on the other hand, we have someone like NASA Federal Credit Union, who has one of my favorite online auto application forms, and also happens to be built on top of Progress Sitefinity. But what I like about it is you're immediately presented with a choice. Is this an auto purchase or an auto refinance? And as I click through, they're asking for all the same information that the previous form was asking for. However, they present it in a much cleaner and more polite manner. They ask for a couple things up front, but it's well spaced out. The text box is bigger, the fonts are clearer, and even more importantly, it up top it lays out what my expectations are. It's 4 simple steps to click through, provide the information, and I'm done. Again, same amount of information, same amount of steps, but presented in a much cleaner way, and is mobile friendly, providing a much better digital experience than that previous brand. Before we can get here though, before we can design ideal customer experiences for our customers, it's important to know who our customers are. And if you're not familiar with personas are fictional representations of our customers that help us better understand what their needs are, what their strengths are, what their ideal experiences are. And that's important because the ideal experience for someone like Ralph might not be the same as for someone like Sandra. Ralph is an older gentleman, retired, high financial literacy, low digital competency, and he's probably okay coming to a branch and talking to someone on the phone versus someone like Sandra who has lower financial literacy, higher digital competency, and again, has probably never stepped foot in a branch. It's probably not unheard of to believe that most of her parents probably did her banking for her, or at least helped her with her. She has, again, low financial literacy, is uneasy of financial lingo, weary of hidden fees, and is going to approach a banking relationship much different than Ralph is going to. And it's important to understand that. It's also important to jump into what her journey to being a customer is like. What does that journey look like? What is it? How does she begin it? What are her expectations along the way? We know that she's probably going to start her research again on her phone, on Google, searching for an auto loan or whatever it is she's looking for. So it's important for us then to understand that and have strong SEO on our website, as well as looking at things like paid media, so that we're providing ads to her on Google and other social channels where we should know she might be looking. And then again, when she visits the site, she'll be on her phone, so making sure we're responsive and have a good experience on the phone. From there, she's going to start to learn more about us as a business, as our products, and start to compare our options. At this point, it's good to remember that, again, she's weary of hidden fees, weary of financial lingo she doesn't understand. So we need content that is presented to her in a clear, concise manner, product comparison charts, things like that, to make it clear what the benefits of each product line are. From there, she'll assess her options and then finally apply. Again, probably on her phone, so that we know that the previous application I showed isn't going to work for her. We need to have something more like NASA Federal Credit Union if we expect her to convert throughout that journey. And then finally, she'll manage her account digitally. And if we want to re-engage and grow with her, we have to be looking at the touch points that are important to her. What comes out of this is something called a content analysis for each of our personas on these journeys, so we can start to really understand what their expectations are at each step, so that we can then provide the best digital experience to them in the channel they prefer. A good example of this is the other day I was buying some furniture actually online, went through the entire process, bought the furniture, and then I created an account and opened up the account and looked at it, and it said I had no orders. I waited 10 minutes or so, and it still said I had no orders. I didn't get a confirmation email, so now I'm sort of wondering, did the order actually go through? Luckily enough, the store had a chatbot right there, so I didn't have to pick up the phone and call. I didn't have to email anyone. Right there in the same channel I'm already engaging with, I opened the chatbot. The artificial chatbot asked me a couple of questions about what I'm looking for, and then quickly connects me to a live person, who then explains that, yes, in fact, it takes about 30 minutes for their systems to process an order, and before I'll actually get the email and see it on my online account. What was nice, though, is that I had a satisfying resolution quickly and easily, again, in the same channel, in the same medium that I was originally engaged in. These are customers' expectations wherever they go, and that's what it means to be engaging and frictionless. Once we've created modern and relevant experiences and engaging and frictionless, and have our platforms and our content and things in place, now we've earned the right to really start thinking about being personalized and predictive. And we all know we want to do personalization. We know the benefits of it. We've heard the stats. We know that Amazon receives over a third of their revenue based upon their product recommendations. We know that Netflix saves billions of dollars a year in reduced customer churn, again, because of their content recommendation engine. We know that 33% of our own customers abandon relationships because personalization is lacking. It's an expectation now. We don't want generic marketing. We don't want generic ads. We want you reaching out to us with advertisements and offers that are relevant to us based upon information you know about us. And that's just as easy to do in banking as it is in any other business. When I come to your website to log in, which is probably what most of our traffic is, if you're anything like all the other institutions, 70 to 75% of your traffic is probably people coming to log into online banking. However, we still have a great opportunity to market to them. So if I'm coming to log into online banking and you know I'm looking for a new mortgage or thinking about buying a home, you show me that ad for learning more about mortgages with your organization. On the flip side, if you know I'm in the market for a new car, you show me that ad for an auto loan. Seems pretty simple. And again, a lot of organizations know they want to do that, but they struggle with where to start. And we understand it can be a daunting experience. We know we want to do personalization. We know kind of who we want to personalize for, but where do we start? And what we found is the content persona matrix really helps institutions focus on starting personalization. So let's identify the personas we care about. Let's identify the primary and secondary products we want to target them with. And then let's identify the places within our experiences we want to actually personalize. So if it's our website, we want to hit the homepage hero, maybe a call to action. If our online banking platform supports it, we're going to do personalization on there. Maybe even extend it again to our paid media. Do we want to target specific paid media ads to specific personas? And so once we've identified the personas and where we want to personalize, then we're going to start to fill in this content matrix with the content we want to use for each of those places and each of those personas. And this is it's a living, breathing document. Once we've created it, this is great for this quarter, for our current campaigns. But moving on to next quarter, if our business goals change, if we need to increase core deposits or increase loans, our content persona matrix changes as well and adapts to what the business is looking to do. Once we've done the personalized and predictive step, now we can move on to the one-to-one banking, which is really this is the Amazon example. This is the Netflix example. This is targeting specific people with very specific ads based upon what you know about them. This is the data-driven personalization that we've all come to expect and the one we strive for. Going back to my Jeep example, I had purchased that Jeep probably 2 summers ago now when interest rates were a little bit higher. They've obviously come down in the meantime, and I've been meaning to refinance into a lower rate and save some money over the life of the loan. I was logging into my online banking app a couple weeks ago, and I was targeted with a very specific ad. Refinance. You've been pre-approved with a promotional offer to refinance your auto loan. Obviously, this is a great offer. I've been thinking about doing this. They already knew I was pre-approved because they have information on me. They know I have an auto loan somewhere else because they can see my transaction. So perfect offer, right person, right place, right time. I clicked accept, filled out the information, and was on my way. Again, this is what we're trying to do. The way we go about doing this, again, is with data. And I'm not going to dive too much into this because we don't have time for this webinar. We do have white papers on personalization specifically that I'll link to later for more information. But essentially, there's 3 types of data we can leverage. In this case, that's first-party data. It's data that you own. As a financial services institution, you have lots of information on your customers, on your members. It's really easy to leverage that data to provide recommendations on next best products, promotions, and things like that. Once you've identified those, again, it goes back to our platforms. If we build our experiences on an enterprise level digital experience platform, it's super easy to come into that platform, click the area of the site that I want to personalize, pick the persona or segment I want to personalize for, and then change that content out. As we go about managing this, we bring up our content persona matrix again, and this time we get a little bit more specific. So instead of having a persona we want to personalize for, now we're focused on that very, very specific market of one. It's the person who has an auto loan elsewhere, who's had the loan for 2 years, that probably is time to refinance for. who's already pre-qualified for the loan. That's who we're targeting. Let's figure out where we want to do it and what ad we're going to show them. Once we've done that, now we've really earned the right to kind of go to the pinnacle of digital customer experiences when it comes to banking and credit unions. And that's really conversational banking. And when I think about conversational banking, it's obviously the one-to-one banking relying on data, but it's also taking it a step further and allowing me to interact with my accounts and my balance and stuff like that through voice. I know for me, every time I go grocery shopping, I get to the register and realize, oh, I forgot to check if I have money in my debit account. I'm trying to bring it up. The service isn't good, and I'm scrambling to do it. It'd be great if I could just, as I walk into the grocery store, say, "Hey Siri, make sure there's $300 in my savings account," and it takes care of it for me. It'd be great if I'm getting personalized recommendations from my Alexa and my Siri based upon transactions, history, and trends and things like that. And that really comes down to leveraging, again, all the data within our organization. According to the Digital Banking Report, the average bank marketer deals with 18 different sources of data within the organization, and everything from their core system to marketing automation to CRM, their MCF files, household and data, probably tons and tons of Excel files just floating around the bank. There's lots and lots of information on our customers, on our members. And that's where things like machine learning and artificial intelligence can come in. We can feed that data into models, into our algorithms that can go over it, classify it, do prediction on it, and then outcomes, insights, promotions, and personalizations tailored to people based upon that data. And that's really the pinnacle of digital customer experiences today in financial services. So we talked about a lot of things today, and a lot of it may seem too far away or too complicated, but as I've been talking, it's really about taking the right step to get there. It's not, you're not going to get to that conversational banking or one-to-one banking step tomorrow, but it's about taking the steps today to help us get there a year down the road, 2 years down the road. So it's really that crawl, walk, run approach to all this. Start off small, make sure we're modern and relevant, make sure we have the platforms in place, move on to engaging and frictionless. From there, we can start jogging and running and earn our way to personalization, one-to-one banking, and conversational banking. But it's really about starting somewhere and not breaking the bank today, trying to go for it all. To go along with our crawl, walk, run approach, our mountain journey approach, we also work with clients of all shapes and sizes to help them along that path. And a part of that is usually a fully customized website implementation on top of an enterprise level digital experience platform like Sitefinity. This is the ideal approach if you have the budget. But we see a lot of FinServ organizations that don't have six figures, starting at six figures to dump into a DXP platform and a full implementation. So again, how do we start this journey without breaking the bank today? And that's where Kubera DX comes in. It's a complement to our full custom implementations. Kubera DX takes our decades of FinServ and website implementation experience and creates a standardized SaaS-based FinServ-specific digital experience platform. Now, we know there are other banking-focused platforms out there, but ours is built on top of Sitefinity, so you'll get all the benefits of an enterprise-level DXP plus the banking-specific modules you need. Sitefinity gives us the drag-and-drop page editing, news, events, blogs, content scheduling, approval workflows, governance, and then when we're ready, personalization, A/B testing, and all the things we expect from enterprise-level DXP. On top of that, Kubera DX adds the banking modules you need to easily edit your website: alerts, speed bumps, rates tables, regional rates tables, locations, product comparison charts, and more. Let's take a quick look.
This is an example of a standard banking website built using our platform. It has all the features you would expect to see, including hero images, product calls to action, news articles and blogs, an optional chatbot with frequently asked questions, and a product recommendation wizard. Guided content can help new or existing customers and members find the product that's right for them through a series of questions and answers. You can guide them to product pages or online applications. We have full-featured locations module with custom searches and filtering to meet your institution's specific needs. Browsers can drill into individual branches to get more detailed information, branch hours, or even meet the branch manager, branch mortgage officer, or wealth management advisors. Product category landing pages can help guide browsers to the right product pages, while product comparison tables can quickly and easily help consumers understand the differences between products. Rates can be managed in a central location, and rates tables can easily be placed throughout the site where needed. Moving to the CMS backend, it's very easy for the marketing and content team to manage the website. Under content, I can manage news, locations, alerts, and even my rates tables. Creating a new rates table is easy as giving it a name, picking a schema type for advanced SEO, selecting the columns I want for this table, and clicking publish. Next, I can add rows to my table for each of the rates needed. Moving on to managing my pages. Creating a new page is as simple as naming it, adding it to your sitemap, selecting a template, setting your SEO metadata, and clicking go. The Sitefinity page editor allows you to drag and drop your content widgets onto the page. If I want a hero image, I drag it over, add a heading, select an image, add link text, link location, and ADA title. If this link is external, I can easily add a speed bump to warn site visitors they are leaving the site. I click save, and I have a hero image. Next, I can drag an HTML widget, use the HTML editor to add content, save it. Then I can drag and drop a card widget, edit the properties, and have a nicely formatted card. If I want to add columns to my page, it's as simple as switching to the layout view and dragging and dropping the columns over that I want. Next, I can add an image CTA to column 1, add content. Then if I want to add rates, I can find my rates widget, drag and drop it over, add a title, and then select the rates table I wish to display. Personalizing content is built right into the page editor. I select more, add personalization variant, select the segment or persona I want to target. Once I've selected student at Sandra, I then update the widget properties for that segment. Now we can see the hero widget has 2 variants. One for students at Sandra, and one for unsegmented visitors. I can add as many variants as I'd like.
Now, as I mentioned, the nice thing about this product is that anyone with really any budget can use it now to get started and then scale up when you're ready to start using the more advanced features like personalization, A/B testing, persona management, and others. The standard package starts at just $1,250 a month, and then we can grow from there as your organization is ready. And with that, I'd like to thank you for joining us today. As I had mentioned, we have our personalization white paper there, as well as links to silvertech.com and kuberadx.com.